I was talking to a girl the other day, and she mentioned visiting my website. The cool thing about law students and lawyers is that we're all pretty quirky, so having weird interests is actually really normal. She used my site for Animal Crossing Amiibo, but got interested in Amiibo training when her brother found this YouTube channel. Now they both train Amiibo together, and she asked me a very important question. Where can I find Amiibo tournaments to enter? Now, it's important to enter Amiibo tournaments to gauge the quality of your Amiibo, but there's really not a lot of Amiibo tournaments. Most Amiibo Discord communities center around the owner of the server hosting his own tournament. But if you have, what do they call it? Oh yeah, responsibilities, you won't hear about the tournament until it's not taking submissions anymore, and you'll never be able to enter. This is where Amiibots comes in. Amiibots is an ongoing automated Amiibo tournament that's constantly live streamed. It's actually live right now. Entering Amiibots is really easy. You visit the website, log into your Twitch account, you drop an Amiibo bin file on the My Amiibo section, explanation of that linked in the description for those unaware, and Amiibots then puts your Amiibo in the running for the Infinite Amiibo Tournament. Then it finds an opponent of similar ranking, and it has them fight. When the match is done, it records the winner and it adjusts their relative ranking. Amiibots is probably the most important part of the Amiibo community because of this right here. That's right. You can see which Amiibo are currently active and in the top 10 placement of their character, and then where you rank on that list. I've been on Amiibots since the beginning, but I'm not too active anymore, aside from one very solid placement I've held for several months now. Wait a sec. I'm not in first? I'm not the best? This is a really great system that lets us finally determine who is the best trainer of this Amiibo at the time. Apparently not me, so there's no more arguments about what's optimal or not, or at least what's optimal in the long run. I'm a big fan of it. But it does have its drawbacks. I know for a fact that there's a PT that's better than both myself and the current first place. And if that trainer reactivated his Amiibo, it'd kick us down a notch. Trainers have the options to suspend their Amiibo for a time so they don't show up on the leaderboards, so you can't be completely sure on who's the best and what's actually optimal. Trainers sometimes also jockey for the top spot, achieve it, and then remove their Amiibo so they don't lose any precious ranking points but keep the bragging rights. I think that's a bad idea, but whatever. There's a lot more to Amiibots than just the leaderboards though. It's really its own Amiibo meta. You take Ridley for example, who's currently placed in A+ tier on the community Amiibo tier list, and he's been there since basically his release. Now, on Amiibots, the top 9 vanilla Amiibo are all Incineroars, because it's Incineroar. But at the time of this recording, the best non-Incineroar Amiibo in the world is Apollyon the Ridley in 10th place, with a 38-ish ranking. Below him is a King Dedede, who's also in A+. Then we get to the rest of the non-Incineroars with Min Min, who's supposed to be S tier, but is a full point behind the Ridley. Now you'd think that S tiers would be outperforming these A+ tiers, but they're not. Now maybe the community Amiibo tier list isn't catching up to the Amiibots data, or maybe trainers just switch out their S tiers too often to truly optimize for Amiibots. If you're interested in Amiibots and are having a hard time finding Amiibo tournaments, now is the best time to join. Subscribing on Twitch means your Amiibo will show up more frequently, so you'll get more matches overall. And I tend to hop in and randomly give subscriptions to people who are active in chat and don't have a subscription. And if you're lucky, you might end up fighting one of my Amiibo. I just reactivated many of my experimental Amiibo that aren't really very good, so you get to see some of my research over the years. Oh, and, subscribe to this channel as well, if you haven't already.